What's a thing you strongly dislike about Reddit? Everyone here with opinions about what's wrong with the concept of Reddit. So I'll chime in with what's wrong with actual Reddit. The search function is useless. I'm a lawyer. I see a lot of very authoritative, highly upvoted posts here that are very incorrect. I also see a lot of misinformation being parroted in the comments. In the past, I've tried to correct it, but people will argue with me and tell me I'm the idiot. Yep, legal advice is full of advice that is guaranteed to get you sued, arrested or laughed out of a courtroom, monsieur. I'm a doctor and I've just stopped correcting others. I've been told I must be a terrible doctor or asterisk you're a pathetic liar, you are pretending to be a doctor asterisk etc etc for correcting an utterly and undeniably incorrect medical fact. But because I got there after all of its upvotes in gold, I'm just some fucking idiot trying to shit on everyone as they marvel at fake facts. The problem is sometimes it can actually be dangerous, which goes the same for your line of work, too. I got into an argument with some dumb fuck about how to give CPR. I even linked the guidelines. It's not like we're talking really intricate medical science, pretty bread and butter for a first aider. Naturally, as I arrived after this hero posts their bullshit, incorrect story, I was downvoted and the focus of pretty pathetic online bullying. Like, okay, go give your relative in cardiac arrest inadequate CPR because Professor Buttfucker69 says so on Reddit. Jesus Christ. Anyway, when you actually look at a lot of the facts that folk proudly parade with authority but no source, often they're just baseless bullshit. I feel ya pain. Fuck this site and fuck coronavirus for fist-fucking my plans for the next 6 months. How they keep changing the ads to look more and more like real posts. When I come late to a post and I see deleted everywhere, just fucking delete it completely then and stop making me curious about what top comments said. Copy the link and instead of Reddit in the link replace it with remove edit and it'll show the comment. I can't think of the right word, but it's especially seen in subs like R am I the asshole and R relationship_advice. The people on there just think in a way that's completely unrealistic and not at all like the real world. Like, yeah, you can have your opinions and shit, but almost everything I see is absurd because that's just not how people in real life think and act. They should make a sub called R I am the asshole where we share stories of what pricks we are. Edit. Of course it already exists. Reddit tends to promote extreme opinions by people with no real experience. It's good for memes and interesting tidbits but an awful place to get advice or perspective on anything important. It's really eye-opening when you see comments about a subject where you have legitimate expertise, and someone saying things that are completely wrong is getting up votes, and you get downvoted for telling they're wrong. I got my therapist to check out the relationship sub just to kinda get his take. He said that on the whole it appears to be a bunch of teenagers with limited romantic experience, if any, offering the worst marriage advice he's ever seen but doing so with incredible confidence. The increasing number of clickbait titles. My front page is turning into Facebook, which is depressing. A bunch of clickbait titles and/or scripted videos that people actually think are genuine. Here's a picture of my daughter. She's smiling because she was just told she's going to Disneyland. She also has terminal cancer and diabetes. Did I also mention she's autistic and has Down syndrome? And that she had an alien Siamese twin removed from her shoulder when she was born? Upvotes please. R. Gaming. My close relative died yesterday from popular disease. We always loved playing, loved game together. I'm going to 100% it before I do anything else. And I'm going to post it on Reddit so I can get some sweet karma by exploiting my loved one's death. Fucking hell, it's so annoying. Everyone seems to bear an equally weighted opinion, if you're qualified to write in something. But the armchair internet experts think you're wrong and/or they don't like it. Then you may as well not have added to the discussion at all. This is infuriating, especially when the actual expert spends a bunch of time and energy to write out a thorough, informative comment, and it gets downvoted. Meanwhile, the armchair expert throws out some bullshit, misleading one-liner, and it gets upvoted. Edit. I feel really strongly about this, not only because it's frustrating for the actual experts, but because that frustration deters experts from contributing to discussions on this site. Why waste the time if no one listens anyway? This, in turn, erodes the quality of discussion overall, and we end up with threads filled with meme jokes and towers of nice instead of useful, substantive explanations and/or evidence of things. Yup, it's not like I've spent years of my life honing my expertise, but the other person read a clickbait article and suddenly knows the right of things. That fucking glitch with the inbox where it doesn't show the correct number of unread comments. Yes, apparently I have over 200 unread comments. All read. Click on the 3 circles at the 2 and click mark all as read. Edit. Wow, this blew up. Thanks kind stranger for the gold. I hate that so many Redditors are obsessed with Reddit itself and its mechanics. As in, a lot of comedy pages and memes are just about upvotes. Cake day. Not having the karma to post in places. I don't find it clever or meta. It's just boring. Picture of sad baby Yoda. Me when I has no karma but wants cake day dudes. Then throw in 1,000 people shamelessly reposting that meme across a bunch of different subs. It seems like everything gets watered down by people addicted to karma. Asterisk edit grammar. If a post contains the terms cake day, upvotes, sort by new, posting for 6 karma, etc., that's an automatic downvote from me. On mobile app, unable to sort notifications by read, unread. If all the notifications have been read, it will still show that there are unread notifications. Often objectively incorrect information gets upvoted, and even if it is corrected, the correction doesn't get a quarter of the attention. People speak with authority, and if it sounds plausible, people buy into it. I've fallen into this trap myself. Greater than gif of cop who accidentally crashes his patrol car at the same time as the guy in the back seat slipped his cuffs and was trying to set it on fire with a lighter. Top reply. Actually, this was purposefully intentional, and it was the only thing the officer could have done in this situation, because he didn't know what the guy in the back seat was trying to do. I about quit this fucking site. I fucking asterisk hate asterisk this pseudo-expert shit. You see, I'm actually a professional bullshitter myself. Award ceremony speeches for getting gold or a ton of upvotes on a comment. It used to be fine, but I'm so tired of the kind stranger thing. Or the guy who replies, why did this get 3 golds and a plat, like he's actually offended. I've seen a guy edit his comment thanking people for upvotes. Not too out of the ordinary. But you know how many upvotes? Not 5,000. Not 1,000. Not 500. Shit. Not even 100. I shit you not. He thanked people for 75 upvotes. Edit. Well, this post blew up. Thanks for 50 upvotes. Carrot S. Jesus is amongst us. The Reddit hive mind has accepted certain facts and situations to be 100% and unquestionably true. Many of these facts are exaggerations, based on questionable sources, are just downright wrong, or how people with no experience or knowledge of something just know which response will be upvoted, so they just roll with it. Guarantee you someone who has never even heard the album has responded, rumors, in a greatest album thread. The hive mentality. It's annoying AF, especially when people blindly downvote without really looking into the thing and only downvoting because others downvoted. When a post that could elicit some interesting responses has nothing but puns, dick jokes, pop culture references or references to pop culture references in past threads as the top comments. Same goes for YouTube videos. If YouTube ever adds a way to mute or ban words in comments, everybody will be banning the words. Nobody in me. It's like our dank memes users who genuinely think they're funny also watch YouTube videos and somehow make it to the top with their comment. The fact that it's a massive echo chamber. Used to read all the AskReddit questions back in the day, but now I don't really bother. When someone asks what are the most severely underrated movies, you know what the top 20 answers are gonna be. When you've read that thread once, you've read them all. Same with all the other old favorites. But then you miss out on reading random quotations from each movie listed. That when you block someone, they can still reply and see your activity. It makes no sense. Emo needs to be more like other social platforms where if you're blocked you can't see them at all. I didn't know that was a thing. Till people on here are very uncreative with their jokes and very repetitive. Try and say something funny instead of repeating "did you break your arms?" or "I also choose this guy's wife." Edit. Thanks for the gold, kind strangers. You don't need to edit your comment thanking them for giving you an award. I get equally frustrated with the low-quality comments that aren't even jokes. Like, why do you get 1,000 upvotes for saying "wholesome" on every remotely positive post? This is a problem with the internet in general, but Reddit is a core offender in consolidating and amplifying fringe political beliefs. Before all of this, a person with a fringe 1 in 100 political belief would be forced to confront the reality that almost nobody agreed with them this year whenever they expressed their political beliefs in the real world. There was only a 1% chance that the person they were speaking to would agree, and this would give them the best chance of reconsidering their position. With the internet, and especially places dedicated to custom political communities like Reddit, these people can now congregate together and trick themselves into believing that they hold normal, mainstream beliefs. They can also trick others into believing that their beliefs are more widespread than they really are. With a population of 320 million in the US, this means that even a 1% fringe belief can attract up to 3.2 million participants all focused together in one place. Add in the fact that social media allows us to curate our feed so that we no longer see opposition messaging, and suddenly you have a group of millions of people who hear only themselves. This tiny band of fringe lunatics begin to think that they are the people, and that their beliefs are not just mainstream, but possibly the majority opinion. This then has a tendency to snowball, as fringe communities that are effective at brigading other communities can create a false sense of size and scope, thereby attracting others to their cause. This issue is reflected on both sides of the political aisle. There are comparatively few KKK members in real life, and while Reddit in particular has done a fairly decent, though far from imperfect, job of expelling the far-right fringe, web presences like Stormfront have allowed them to network and grow. Thus the recent resurgence in places like Charlottesville. Similarly, there are comparatively few actual Marxists in real life. But if you judged their demographic weight based on Reddit representation, you'd think that they were a major faction of the Democratic Party. This amplification also causes demonization across the aisle. While most of the time we are sheltered by our little online echo chambers, occasionally these fringe messages bleed through, and we start to think that the Republicans are mostly KKK members, or Democrats are mostly Marxists. I do not know what the solution is. I don't know if there is one. So are you telling me that Bernie Sanders doesn't have the Democratic nomination locked up? As a non-US person, this election and the last one show perfectly what is wrong with Reddit. Just browsing all, I was pretty sure Bernie Sanders seemed like the perfect candidate ever and he was surely going to win. But no, he lost pretty big. This year again. Bernie Sanders seems to be winning this time then? Bernie Sanders wins in X state, which is heavily celebrated here. I turn on my regular news and I hear, Bernie Sanders wins X state. Joe Biden wins state Y, Z, and E. Wait, what? That didn't show up on the front page. Just that Bernie won. So not really following the news that much. Reddit gives me a very skewed news feed of what is happening, and I know I can't trust any of it unless I look it up myself on a more neutral news website. Best thing I've done on Reddit is unsub from r/politics. It's horribly compromised and just not a good place to get news from, monsieur. Thank you so much for watching and have a good day.